Once, not so long ago, when the world was hushed beneath a blanket of stars, there was a quiet little meadow at the edge of a sleepy forest. The wind there spoke only in whispers. The grass never rustled too loud, and time itself seemed to slow down just a little. It was the kind of place where thoughts grew softer, and the night wrapped around you like a lullaby. This is the story of what happened one gentle night when the moon came to rest in that very meadow. The meadow was wide and open, framed by low hills and willow trees that curved as if listening. Flowers that only opened at night glowed with pale silver light. Moon daisies, dream poppies, and little blue stars that blinked like distant skies. And in the middle of this meadow lived a small creature named Luma. Luma was part fox, part owl, and part something else entirely. A soft-footed, round-eyed dream being. No one really knew where she came from, but every night she sat on the same flat stone in the middle of the field and watched the moon rise. She didn't speak. She didn't need to. She just listened to the crickets, the river, and the stars. And the night always listened back. One evening, as Luma nestled down onto her stone, she noticed something strange. The moon was missing, not behind a cloud, not far away, just gone. The sky felt too dark. The silver glow that usually coated the meadow was absent, and the night, usually full of sleepy music, had gone still. Then Luma heard it. The softest sigh, like silk slipping over velvet. She followed the sound until she found it. A dim glow behind the tall grass, barely flickering. And there, nestled between wildflowers and moss, was the moon, resting in her own meadow. The moon had fallen. She looked smaller now, no bigger than a hill, curled up like a pearl among the flowers. Her light was tired. Not gone, just dim, like she had used up all her glowing on the world above and needed a little rest. Luma sat beside the moon without speaking. She didn't ask what had happened or why the moon had come down. She just curled up gently beside her, and together they watched the stars twinkle in the empty sky. The wind brought scents of lavender and nightthorn. Owls blinked slowly in the trees. Firefly rose like sleepy sparks, and slowly, the moon began to glow again, not from effort, but from being still, from resting, from being with someone quiet and kind. Luma gathered night dew in a leaf and placed it beside the moon. The trees leaned a little closer. The earth hummed a lullaby. Only the moon could hear. By the time the sky began to pale with morning, the moon had grown bright again. Not too bright. Just enough. She rose slowly, like a soap bubble on the wind, lifting above the meadow with no sound at all. Luma watched her rise. The stars watched, too, and when the moon was once again where she belonged, watching over the world, she sent down a single beam of light, warm and silver, that wrapped around Luma like a soft promise. She would come back again someday. Not to fall, just to visit. Now the meadow is still. The moonlight has returned. Luma is curled once more on her stone, eyes half closed, breathing slow and deep. And perhaps tonight, if you close your eyes and listen very quietly, you'll hear the hum of the sleeping meadow. You'll feel the hush of moonlight brushing your skin, and you'll know that it's okay to rest, to breathe, to let go of the day. The moon watches over you now. The wind speaks and whispers, and sleep is just a breath away. I hope this story brought you peace. If you'd like to support us in making more content like this, consider joining our membership program. Your support allows us to keep creating these calming bedtime stories and relaxing soundscapes for people of all ages. With our community, you can access ad-free versions of our videos, suggest future topics, and even get exclusive access to videos and audios. Our mission is to help you and others find moments of calm in a hectic world. We believe that soothing bedtime stories and relaxing music are an important part of this, and we're so grateful for the support that allows us to do this. If you can't join our membership program right now, that's completely understandable. You can still support us by liking and sharing our content with others who might enjoy it. Before we begin, we want to say a huge thank you to our top supporters, whose names you can see on screen right now. Their generosity and belief in our project mean the world to us and allow us to keep making this content for everyone. If you're interested in supporting us, you can find more information below. Thank you again for joining us on this journey. We're so glad you're here. Now, without further ado, let's dive into this enchanting bedtime story that's perfect for soothing young minds and encouraging a peaceful night's sleep. Our story begins in a mystical land where a young girl named Elara lived with her family. Elara was known throughout the village for her kindness and compassion. She had a heart as pure as gold and a spirit as bright as the sun. One day, while playing near the Whispering Woods, Elara stumbled upon a tiny cottage nestled amidst the trees. Curiosity filled her heart, and she couldn't resist the urge to explore. As she approached the cottage, she noticed that the door was slightly ajar, inviting her inside. Taking a deep breath, Elara pushed the door open and stepped into a room filled with magic. On a table lay a shimmering staff topped with a glowing crystal. Intrigued, Elara reached out to touch it, and in that instant, the crystal emitted a brilliant light, enveloping her in its warm embrace. When the light faded, Elara discovered that she possessed a newfound ability to understand and communicate with animals. Overjoyed, she ran to her family, eager to share her amazing discovery. But to her surprise, they didn't believe her. They thought it was just a figment of her imagination. Disheartened by their disbelief, Elara retreated to the Whispering Woods. There, she encountered a wise old owl who became her mentor, helping her hone her unique gift. Elara spent her days befriending all the woodland creatures, from playful squirrels to majestic deer. She learned their language, understood their emotions, and most importantly, it appreciated their role in preserving the balance of nature. Through her connection with the animals, Elara discovered a hidden talent for healing. She could soothe a wounded bird with a gentle touch, or help a sick rabbit regain its strength by whispering words of comfort. News of her abilities spread, and soon animals from far and wide came to her for help. Elara's heart swelled with joy as she made a difference in their lives. However, her happiness was short-lived. One day, a greedy businessman named Griswold arrived in the village. He had heard rumors of Elara's gift and wanted to exploit it for his own profit. Griswold approached Elara with a sinister plan. He offered her a deal. In exchange for her friendship with the animals, he promised to buy her family's farm, ensuring their financial security. Torn between her desire to help her family and her loyalty to the animals, Elara hesitated. But Griswold, driven by his relentless greed, threatened to destroy the forest unless she agreed to his terms. With heavy heart, Elara reluctantly accepted Griswold's offer. She lured the animals into his trap, one by one, promising them false rewards. When they arrived at his factory, they were met with cages and chains. Griswold intended to use the animals for his nefarious schemes. Elara, consumed by guilt and remorse, realized the gravity of her actions. She understood that she had betrayed the trust of the creatures who had loved and supported her. Determined to make amends, she devised a plan to escape with the animals. Using her knowledge of the forest and her powers of persuasion, she led them through secret paths, evading Griswold's guards. As they ventured deeper into the woods, the animals began to heal and regain their freedom. Elara felt a sense of relief, knowing that she was making things right. However, Griswold, enraged by her betrayal, vowed revenge. He unleashed his vicious hunting dogs upon her, determined to capture her and punish her for her disobedience. But just when all hope seemed lost, Elara remembered the power of the crystal staff. With renewed determination, she raised the staff high above her head and channeled her energy. A blinding light erupted from the staff, forcing the dogs to retreat. Overcome with both physical and emotional exhaustion, Elara collapsed to her knees. As tears streamed down her face, the animals gathered around her, offering their support and love. The wise old owl, sensing her despair, approached Elara and whispered words of encouragement. "Elara, my dear," he said, "you have shown great courage and compassion. Remember that your true strength lies not in your powers, but in your heart." Elara listened to the owl's words and realized the truth in them. She understood that her connection with the animals was more powerful than any magical staff. Griswold, defeated and ashamed, left the village in disgrace. Alara and the animals rejoiced, celebrating their hard-won victory. From that day forward, Alara continued to use her gift to protect and heal animals. She became known as the guardian of the Whispering Woods, and her legend was passed down through generations, reminding all who heard it of the importance of kindness, compassion, and the unwavering bond between humans and animals. So, my dear listeners, as you drift off to sleep tonight, remember the valuable lessons Alara taught us. Embrace the magic that surrounds us, cherish the bond with animals, and always choose kindness and compassion over greed and selfishness. If you enjoyed this captivating bedtime story, don't forget to show your support. Your encouragement means the world to us and inspires us to create more enchanting tales for you. And if you're already a member, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Your support enables us to continue weaving these magical stories and bringing them to children all around the world.